away, Katie.
Well, welcome everyone. I'm Katie de Block-Boersma, current chair of the Stratford Perth Museum Board, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our AGM tonight and to call the meeting to order. I'm going to pass things over to Kelly.
Great, thanks. And if everybody could remember, if you're not talking, to mute. I know it can be difficult with motions and voting and all of that. Thank you, Katie. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this evening's annual general meeting of the Stratford Perth Museum. These AGMs, they afford the museum with a wonderful opportunity to share information about the museum with the membership and the general public. So we're grateful for the interest in the museum. And just a reminder that our Constitution says that you have to be a member in good standing to make a motion, to be a seconder, and to vote. You do not have to be a member to raise questions or comments on issues that arise. There will be an opportunity to do so. Before we start with the first motion, I just want to see is our MP from Perth Wellington, is John Nader in the room?
He is Kelly.
Mr. Nader, thank you so much for being here. And oh, hi, John. And I understand, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I understand you might be bringing some greetings.
Sure, I'm happy to bring some brief greetings. I won't eat up too much of your time, but it's a pleasure to join you tonight virtually. I always enjoy virtual meetings because it means I don't even have to take off my comfy slippers to come to the meeting. So it's great to be here and great to celebrate the Stratford Perth Museum. It's truly one of our treasures here in Perth County, and I always enjoy my time there and always enjoy the different exhibits. And something I've often said, and you've probably heard me say it before, but the history of our country lies in the history of our communities, and that's the great thing about the Stratford Perth Museum. It preserves that history of our community from the past years, decades, and centuries for the benefit of our future generations. And we as a community are so proud to have that right in our community. And we may be a smaller community and a smaller museum, but we really punch above our weight, and it's just absolutely remarkable to see. And one thing I do want to comment, I always enjoy attending the innkeeper's dinner, and I thought it was just great and fascinating to have the exhibits on each of the table. That was a great conversation starter throughout the dinner, and just a fun contest. Even though I understand that almost no one actually got 100% on that contest, but it just means that it's something for all of us to work towards for next year. So again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I look forward to hearing all the reports tonight at this meeting. I just want to wish everyone all the best for the year to come, and all the best to everyone who gives so much of their time, talent, and expertise for our amazing museum. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you to your team. Thank you to all the board members and all the volunteers. And have a wonderful night and a wonderful year to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nader. That's wonderful to hear. Martin, I don't want to put you on the spot, but our fantastic mayor is in the Zoom room. I know you may have to leave early. Mr. Ritzma, did you want to bring anything forward?
Certainly, and certainly nice to see John at the meeting. He's not quite as historical as I am with regard to the age piece, but it is always a pleasure. I was so honored to serve 8 years with the board, and coming to the AGM just reminds me of the importance of Stratford Perth Museum in our area. There's so much in our area that needs to be preserved, that needs to be bragged about. I congratulate board chair Katie de Block-Boersma and the entire board for another amazing year. It's always interesting to hear what's going on at the Perth Museum. And Kelly, you've stepped into a role, and I'll say this again, and you've put your very own fingerprints on the board. And my absolute gratitude to the work of the entire board. It's something I think sometimes we take for granted, that we have a museum of such notoriety, and not only in Perth County and in Canada, but nationally with different exhibits. So whether it's the Anne Frank or it's the Justin Bieber and many others. So I'm looking forward to hearing all the pieces tonight. I'm going to stick around. I have a chance to stick around, so I'm going to take in every bit that I can. But congratulations on a great year, and certainly looking forward to what's in the books for next year. I look forward to working with Garvia Bailey and her work, and just partaking in any way I can. So thank you very much, and have a great evening, guys.
Thanks so much, Mayor Ritzma. Okay, thank you. And with that, we are going to move towards our first motion of the evening. We're looking for the membership for approval of the 2025 AGM minutes, which were distributed to the board and also to the membership via email.
So moved.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes for the 2025 AGM?
So moved, Shelley Stevenson.
Great. And a seconder? Janice Richardson? Any discussion? Anyone opposed to the approval of the 2025 minutes? Call for a vote? Carried. At this point, we're going to go to the president and board chair report, which was pre-recorded. You will see Katie DeBlock-Boersma, both at the top and the center of your screen. Aiden, if you're ready, please cue the video.
Good evening, and welcome to the Stratford Perth Museum Annual General Meeting. Under the leadership of Kelly McIntosh and our board, throughout 2025, the Stratford Perth Museum brought wonderful events, exhibits, and education to our local community. It's truly a celebration tonight of another wonderful year of sharing stories at the museum. This year held many highlights, with the team working hard to bring more people to our beautiful museum. Stratford Perth Museum is one of the most vibrant hubs in Perth County, and it has been a privilege to act as a chair during a time of growth and change over the past 2 years. I have loved watching both stories of the past being shared while new stories are created as people come together to enjoy our collection, events, education, and exhibits. We ended the 2025 year with another surplus, with admissions increasing substantially over the year. Walking into 2026, the museum has an operational plan in place to continue to build on this financial stability and success. This will be my last AGM as chair of the museum board. I'm very grateful for my time both on the board and in this role. I've made new friends, learned more about our local history, and experienced deeper connection with my community, both through board work and experiencing the museum in a different way. I want to thank our staff, members, my fellow board members, and our volunteers for their work over the past year. It's incredible what is created at SPM every day to be shared with our visitors, and it truly takes the creativity and resource of the whole team to make that happen. I also want to give special thanks to Kelly. Working with you over the past 2 years has been wonderful, and I value both what we've accomplished as a team and the personal relationship we've built. I look forward to seeing what the next year will bring for the Stratford Perth Museum. If we know one thing about what lies ahead, it's that the year will be as busy and as beautiful as ever. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Katie. Can we have a motion to approve the president's report?
So moved.
Thank you, Mike Valaket. A seconder? John McIntosh. Any comments? Anyone opposed?
A second.
A seconder. No, we got the seconder, right? I did get that right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I just heard a little blip. Okay, anyone opposed? Okay, great. Can we call for a vote? Carried. Okay, next we are moving to the auditor's report. I'd like to make reference to the annual report, which was distributed either in PDF or you were sent a link through the e-blasts that went out. We're so happy to have Franklin Fahm here, heading up the auditing team at Fahm. Cole Rose was also a great help with this. Welcome, Franklin, and thank you so much. Aidan, if you could pin Franklin to the top of the screen so we can see, that'd be great.
Fantastic. Everybody can hear me okay, I presume? Great. Well, thank you very much for the invitation, Kelly and Katie. And thank you also for allowing me 20 minutes to talk to you about numbers, I'm sure. Oh, no, we'll try to keep it a bit more brief than that. So I wanted to present the audited financial results. If you could turn to page 4 of the handout, I think we already referenced that, but page 4 is the excerpt. The full report is available on the website, or it will be after it's approved, so you'll be able to review it all in detail. The point of an audit is that we take a look at all of the books and records of the organization to make sure that the statements are not materially misstated, and I can confirm that that is the case, that items have not been materially misstated and that the results are accurate. We do have what's called a qualified audit opinion, which means that it is a basic opinion, except for we can't audit cash receipts because cash is cash and we can't always see that, and a couple of other qualifications, but nothing out of the ordinary. So I'm very pleased to relay those results. Just going quickly through the numbers for the year. Without our various levels of government, the museum would not be able to function, to put it bluntly. We've got revenues from the Government of Canada, the Province of Ontario, and unwavering support from the County of Perth and the City of Stratford. Their monies represent over 40% of the revenues for the organization. So thank you to the representatives of both the county and the city in particular for their support of the organization. Under fundraising and special events, you'll see that it was up a fair bit this year to $145,000 from $115,000 the year before. That increase is mostly due to an increase in the Innkeeper's Dinner. Congratulations on that, as well as many special events this year versus last year. There was a bit fewer in 2024. Under donations and bequests, also memberships are included in there. And I know that Katie just referenced the increase in membership, so your membership revenues are up as well as the organization had a $10,000 bequest to the endowment fund, which is monies that can be spent for specific purposes. So overall, the revenues for the organization for the year were $701,000. When we look at the bottom half of the screen, it shows our expenses, or the page rather, shows our expenses. Just a couple of quick highlights on expenses. Most of them are well in line. I will point out a few. Under fundraising and special events, you'll see that that went up this year, but it represents roughly half of the revenues that we receive from fundraising and special events. So because our proceeds went up, so did our expenses, and that was in line. Gift shop and other also had an increase in revenue, so we had an increase in expense to correspond. A bit further down under security and maintenance, you'll notice that went up about $11,000, $10,000. We had changes in our website and some security issues, as well as some regular maintenance that was in there. Wages and benefits is our biggest line item. That was up slightly. It's just a change in the composition of staff and the type of staff that are involved, particularly with some of the extra events. And lastly, I will point out the line that's a negative number there. It says negative $7,394 under gain on investments and negative expenses and income. It's kind of weird how it's put there, but that's how it is for auditing purposes. So we actually earned $7,000 on our investments, even though we haven't yet sold them. There's a few equity investments. So for the year overall, we've had a profit, or what we call in these terms, excess revenue over expenditures of $43,617, which is very similar to last year's of $45,175. I think I'll pause there, and if I can add more, I'm glad to do that, but I think I'll pause there and turn it back to you unless there's questions, Kelly.
Great. Thank you, Franklin. It's great to hear that explained.
Recording in progress. In progress.
It's in progress. Okay. Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, so are we ready to move towards a motion to approve the auditor's report?
So moved.
Looking for a motion. Thank you, Shelley Stevenson. A seconder. Thank you, Laura Pogson. Any comments or concerns? Any opposed? Okay, we'd like to call for a vote. Great, the auditor's report is approved. As Franklin mentioned, the documents, once finalized, that when it's no longer a draft, audited financials, they will be on the website. There'll be links to the AGM report as well, and they're in the section under governance in one of the drop downs. You can always reach out to me as well. I'd be happy to provide them for anyone who needs to see them.
If I
Next,
could add one more thing, Kelly, I'm sorry,
yeah,
Madam Chair as well. I would like to thank the organization, Kelly and Janice as the treasurer and all of the staff. They did a fantastic job in organizing the books and records that made our life a lot easier. I know my partner Cole is here on the call too, and Cole did a fantastic job leading the organization. So thank you to all of your staff for the good job on the books and records. And
that's
it's a
music
pleasure
to
to
our
serve you.
ears. Thank you, Franklin. That's music to our ears. I know that we've worked really hard with Cindy Clay, our bookkeeper, as well. Fantastic. So next on the agenda is the appointment of auditors for 2026. And we put forth a motion to approve Fahm and Company for 2026. Can I get a motion? Shelley Stevenson, thank you. And a seconder? Leanne Perot, very good. Any comments or discussion? Anyone opposed? Can we call for a vote? Carried. Thank you so much. Item 6, amendments to the Constitution, none submitted and none from the board. So moving on to the managing director's report, which like Katie's was pre-recorded. So Aidan, if you're ready to present that report, please cue the video. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly McIntosh, Managing Director of the Stratford Perth Museum. Thank you for joining us here tonight. 2025 has been a year of growth in creativity, in community connection, and in how we see our role as a cultural hub. Financially, we closed the year with a modest surplus of just under $3,000, reflecting strategic year-end investments that position us for an ambitious 2026. Fundraising was strong. Our signature fundraiser, Innkeeper's Dinner, moved to the Tom Patterson Theatre and was a tremendous success. Performances by Rod Beatty also helped drive a vibrant fundraising year while bringing local storytelling to our community. On the programming and exhibits front, we saw major success. Our Black history work reached national media attention. Our partnered exhibit with the Stratford Festival Archives demonstrated leadership in inclusive, socially relevant storytelling. Community conversations with John Kastner on the Grand Trunk, and celebrations of local phenom Vera McNichol and the Kraler Girls, the wartime fast pitch team, reinforced how powerful shared history can be, with sold-out attendance across the board. We continue meaningful collaboration with Indigenous partners through free art markets and upcoming storytelling connected to our trail installations. These initiatives reflect our commitment to education, community, and truth and reconciliation. We'll keep celebrating local ag leaders through the Agricultural Wall of Fame, and in 2026, our historic kitchen gets a permanent farm-to-table exhibit with videos of regional leaders sharing their stories. Partnerships remain a cornerstone of our success, and tours and youth engagement led by Megan Patterson has been astonishingly innovative and successful. We're proud to work alongside Stratford Summer Music, Stratford Public Library, and Upper Thames Conservation Authority. We are also honored to be working with the Buxton National Historic Site and Museum, recently recognized as an official stop on the National Underground Railroad network. Our team continues to grow in strength and confidence. The addition of events and volunteer coordinator Trina Huff has been transformational. And I'm deeply grateful to Katie de Block Boersma for her phenomenal leadership as board chair. I also want to thank our staff, our stalwart volunteers, an exceptional board of directors, and you, our members, our supporters, and as many of you have reflected back to us this past year, the museum has never been so alive. Looking ahead, 2026 will be bold. We'll expand our exhibits, launch our online collections database, deepen community engagement, and continue centering on human stories. Because at the heart of all this is something simple. My favorite moment at the museum isn't when a tour starts or a performance begins. It's when someone walks through our doors with a story, a memory, a question, an artifact, or simple curiosity. Conversations spark, connections grow, understanding deepens. We can learn from our past, and we can ensure generations forward can carry these stories and these lessons. Thank you for being part of that story and for helping shape what comes next. Thank you. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the managing director's report? I see a motion. Eddie Matthews, thank you. Is there a seconder? Leanne Perot, thank you very much. Any comments or concerns?
Support.
Are there any opposed? Can I call a vote? Great, carried. The managing director's report is approved. Thank you so much. Meant every word. Okay, item number 8, the committee report or committee reports. At this point in the agenda, we would refer to the committee reports. They are all contained in that annual general meeting document that was distributed. Included are the exhibits report, collections report, education and public programs report, volunteer report, and grants report. Are there any questions about those reports? Okay, great. I'm looking for one omnibus motion, looking to approve those reports that appear in the annual report. Great. So I would love a motion, and I believe I just got one from Deanna Horton. Thank you very much for the motion. And a seconder? Mike Valakat, thank you. Any comments or concerns? Any opposed? Can I call for a vote? Great, carried. The committee reports are approved. Next, we're heading into the nominations report. And at this point, I'm going to hand it over to President and Board Chair, Katie de Block Boersma, who headed up our nomination committee. So Katie, the nominations report.
Thank you, Kelly. Tonight, we have 2 elections to the board of directors. I'm very excited. Sandra Jordan is here tonight, and she is going to be putting herself forward for her first 3-year term on the board of directors. Sandra's been very involved in the innkeepers dinner in the past, and I know that she's going to be a great addition to the board. We are also putting forward Janice Richardson for an additional 3-year term. We're very grateful that Janice is staying on. She is our treasurer and does a fantastic job. So very grateful, Janice, that you're going to be staying with the board. Can I have a motion to elect Sandra Jordan for her first 3-year term to the Stratford Perth Museum Board of Directors and Janice Richardson for an additional 3-year term to the Stratford Perth Museum Board of Directors?
Leanne Perot. And a seconder, Robert Wilhelm, thank you. Any comments or concerns? Anyone opposed to the approval of the slate? Call for a vote. Great, carried. The slate is approved and the board is in place for the 2026, I believe it is, fiscal year. At this point, we would love to open the floor to other business for any thoughts or comments or discussion around the meeting so far. Okay, so I don't see any discussion or any hands up. So with that, I would like to thank you all so much for being here. And I would like to thank Aiden and Ballinran Entertainment. Aiden was going to pop into the chat the link to our board meeting, which is happening subsequent to this meeting. And I think that now it's time for everyone to,
Kelly,
yes, thank you.
Kelly, are there any other, anything else we need to talk about on the board for 2026? Or are we good?
You mean regarding the meeting?
Yeah, for tonight, are we good?
I think we're good, yeah. I don't have
Okay.
any in my notes unless anybody else does.
I think all other business it is on the agenda for the board meeting to
Okay,
follow.
very good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks for checking that, Mike. So can I get a motion to approve the termination of the meeting?
So moved.
Oh, great. Thank you, Shelley Stevenson. And anyone opposed to the termination of the meeting? Can I call for a vote? Carried. The meeting is terminated. Thank you all so much for being here, and have a great rest of your evening. And Board of Directors, we will see you soon.
Thank you, Kelly. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.